Hello guys, and welcome back to another Tweaker Man video. So what I want to show you today is how to make some really quality, in my opinion, the best isolation feet you can use for under your amplifier or your CD player or any other piece of equipment. So if you've seen my isolation table video on my turntable, you saw that I used balsa wood on end grain. So what we got here is we've got some balsa wood on end grain. So these ones are around about, now they're 30 by 30 mil. So I'm going to make these to go under the quad 405. So to do this you'll need some 30 by 30s, or if you've got a bigger amplifier you might want to go for 40 by 40s or even 50 by 50s. Now you can turn these round if you want, or you can just leave them square. So I'm going to be leaving them square. Okay. And you also need some cork to go underneath them. Okay, so what we're going to be doing first of all is we're going to be cutting these around about 25 mil. So we want them 25 mil deep. And then once we add on the cork, they go up to around about 28 mil. So what I've done here is I've marked that mark there on my chop saw. So I'm just going to offer the balsa wood up to it, and I'm going to cut it. So I've got to turn the electric on first. So we're going to cut 4 of these, all the same height. I'll get them out. So these came in a pack of 5. I shall put it in the description below where to get them. They all come from eBay. Really easy. You can just you can get these. You can buy a round balsa wood dowel, like a large one, but they only come in 25 mil, and I wanted it bigger. So this is set perfectly to the and we just want to make sure that that's totally level that way. Yep. Right, okay, so we're going to put that to there. We've got to get it spot on though. That's it. There we go. So there we go, perfectly square piece of balsa wood. So we've got to do the same to all of them. Well, we need 4 of them. If you want to do 3, you can do 3, but because amplifiers tend to be quite heavy, you really need the best support you can. And you notice I leave the saw running because if you pull the saw up, it tends to whip the block up and damage it. So I'll leave it till it goes down like that. So that's not that one, it must be this one here. Nope, it's that one there. There we go. So that's the other one, perfectly the same size. We'll go to that one again. We're going to do the same with all of them. Now if you're using 3, I mean try to get it as accurate you can, because you want it to be level. But if you're on an isolation table and you're using 3, you can adjust the isolation table if they're not perfect. But when it comes to 4, you don't want any rocking, any micro rocking, so that's why we've got to do it this way. Right, one more to go. That's it. So this is the last one. That's it. I managed to get that one up before it flipped. So there we go, they're pretty good, they are. They're pretty all evenly flat. So now what we're going to do is we're going to glue these to our cork, down on the cork like that, and then we're going to sand them at the sides on the linisher there. So what we need to do is we need to get our 4. So what are those? What's that one there? That one must be a rogue one that was there. So let's put these there like that. And what we want to do is we want to just shake our can of spray adhesive there. Now this is like a heavy duty spray adhesive that I use in the upholstery trade. It sticks like no one's business. So you can use PVA if you wanted. Now it doesn't matter if you get any on the balsa wood, because we can wipe it off after with some white spirit, and then we're going to lightly sand the surface of it. So that's one there. I'm going to go on to this one. Now we want to just sand these pieces here, sand them, just spray these pieces along the top there. They're going to move a bit. There we go. If I hold the cam further away, I say if it goes on the side, it doesn't matter. That's it. Right, now we've got to leave that just to dry for a couple of seconds. So we'll be back in a. So here we have them. They've dried. So we're just going to push them into place on here. Push it down nice and tight. Now you may say balsa wood, oh, it's soft. But on the end grain, it becomes extremely strong. So, and the good part of balsa wood is the way it's made up. It's very good at absorbing vibration. So it's actually better than oak. The only good thing about oak is it's really strong. But this is very good. Now you can use this up to around about 30 pounds of weight on these. So let's put the other one on up this end here. Okay, we'll press that down nice and strong. Same with this one there. Get it on there nice and strong, and then we're going to cut these out with a pair of scissors. There we go. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut these back, just cut them oversized, and we're going to trim them back on the disc sander, just to get them to the right size. Put them back closer than that. Well, this is quite thick. This cork's about 3 mil. So the cork will help to absorb vibration as well. Right, let's head over to the linisher now. Over to the disc sander, I should say. Right, we'll turn that on, and we're just going to sand that back nice and neat. Right, so there we go, we've got a really nice neat square there. Just needs a tad off for that bit. You can fine tune these. A bit more off of there. Right, so I shall sand the rest of these off and then be back to you in a second. So here's our balsa wood foot there, all ready to go. We're going to sand these up afterwards, but what we want to do is we want to drill a hole through the centre, because I'm going to screw these particular ones on. Now what I would advise you to do is to screw them on if you can, because if you ever sell you a piece of equipment and you want to put your original feet back on it, then that's the way to go. If you glue them on there, then it's going to cause a bit of a mess. So what we've got to do is we've got to get the centres of these. Okay, and then we're going to just, because we want to be able to go onto the pillar drill and get them dead centre. Okay, a bit more down that one because you can't really see it. So what I'll do is I'll show you a one fully done, and then I'll finish the rest off and show them at the end. So that's dead centre now. So what we want to do is going to take 2 drills, smaller one like that, so we can get the bolt through, and then this is a countersinker. So what I've done is I've taped this off, so when this doesn't go all the way through, it stops around about there, so then it gives us enough space for our bolt to go on. So the bolt will go on with a small washer. Right, so we'll head over to the pillar drill here. We need to take out that drill bit for the minute. I mean, these I don't think you can get a lot better than these as isolation feet. They work really well. They're one of the best that I've produced so far for sound. We just got to get that, see how far that goes down. Right, that goes right the way down there. Right, okay, so we're going to turn our drill on here. I'm in a bit of a mess in here again, like usual. Okay, we're going to take this drill right the way down to get it dead centred. About centre there. So that's it countersunk. Now what we're going to do now is to take this drill bit out and fit another drill bit in, because we want to go straight the way through. So we're swapping over our drill bit now, okay, to a smaller one. Okay, now we're going to drill straight through it now. There we go. What we want to do is to get that centralised where the... That's about right. Right, okay, let's just turn this on. There we go, perfectly central. There we go, that's our bolt hole. So we can fit our bolt through that. So all we've got to do now is to head back over here and sand this up. So we've got our sandpaper here now. We're just going to lightly sand the surface of it, just to take out any grinder marks from the there we go. Right, I shall do some extra sanding at the end. So what I'm going to do now is crack on and do the other four, and I'll be back in a second. So here we have our isolation blocks finished. So they've been sanded down to 400 grit. So they're really nice and smooth. So you can see one's black there. So all I've done with that is penned it in with a permanent marker. Now you could do with a thicker one than this. This is a thin one. So if you get yourself a thick permanent marker, a black one, or if you want to keep them, you can do them with whatever colour you want really. But generally black tends to be quite good. It just sits under your equipment, you don't really see it too much. So so I've done 3 sides of that so far. So that side is, and I'm going to just get another permanent marker tomorrow. Now the reason why I don't lacquer these is because I don't want anything to change the structure of balsa wood. Balsa wood's very soft and it sucks everything in, and as soon as you put lacquer or Danish oil or anything on it, it will suck it in and change the structure of it. So don't do that. You can use some water stain or some oil stain to stain it black or whatever colour you want. So so that's that. These are the little washers that slide in. There you go. I've put one on the top there just to show you. It just pushes right down to the bottom. Okay, and then you put your bolt in, and then you just screw them to the underneath. So this is the quad 405 here. I've done a job on this actually at the weekend. I totally resprayed the cabinet. I took it all apart, all the sides off, the top and the bottom, resprayed the bottom black, and then I've sprayed the sides the same colour as the quad QC24. It's a bit, the camera's gone a bit, that's better. There you go. So the sides and the top and the bottom I've just sprayed black, as I said, and the other two are like a gunmetal colour, the other 3 pieces. I didn't spray the front because it's in quite good nick, and that is the heat sink, and I didn't really want to put any paint on that, so I've left that as it is. So I shall finish doing these, and then I shall screw these onto the quad. Something else I want to show you, which is the next video coming up, and this is it. probably the best speaker cable in the world. I'm going to call it that. It's a bit tongue-in-cheek, but these are quality. These really are. These are the bee's knees. So you'll be interested to see. I've already made my setup already. I haven't videoed that, but what I'm going to do is just do a video on a metre length, so it will give you an idea how to make it up. The problem when you're making up large lengths, so I made a 2.5 metre length. It came out around about 2 meters 700. It's because it's quite long and it's laborious to make, and it's difficult when I'm doing it on my own. So I can do a metre length on my own, but you will need someone to help you do this. So you can see there I've got the earth coming out of there, and I've got an earth in the back of my speaker, and then that goes all the way down to an earth, a central earth. Where is it? Down there somewhere. A central earth hub down the bottom there. You can see it there, just deep down there. It's a bit grainy because I haven't got a lot of light on it. So that's that. So I'll put all the descriptions in below to make these. Don't laugh, because you'll be surprised. This balsa wood, it works really well, and you need something on the underneath of it. That's why I've put the cork, because you need to give it like a buffer, because even though it's end grain balsa wood, it can still dent. But when it's screwed tight to the cabinet, it doesn't tend to, it won't buckle in or anything. It is pretty strong stuff. It's just very odd. It's got to be end grain, it can't be the sides. So for instance, you can't make it with the grain going that way, it's too soft. It's got to be on the end. And the reason we put these washers in is because when they go to the bottom, they'll aid it. They'll stop the screw from embossing into the balsa wood too much. And when you tighten them up, you don't really, you just want to nip them up. There's no reason to tighten them and tighten them. You just got to nip them up. So I think that's it for this video. It's a very easy job to do. If you haven't got a pillar drill to drill the holes, just try to be a bit straight with your drill as you go down, and you'll be fine. So I think that's it for this video. So thanks for watching another Tweaker Man video. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give this video a like, and don't forget to press that notification bell every time I upload a video. And stay tuned for probably the best speaker cable in the world video coming next.